Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the Century Farm Organics YouTube channel. Today, we have a really busy shop day. It is March 4th today. It's been super nice out, as I've said in the previous videos. There's actually guys already starting, if you know farmers, you know how we get very impatient, and there's already guys out doing some strip tilling in this area, doing some just field cleanup stuff. There's already guys in the fields. Nobody's planting, but we are getting close. I'm going to guess in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we are going to be hitting the field and planting small grains. As you can see here in the shop, we got the 2 8Ts back there. On Friday, Kevin and I were going through them, servicing them, fresh oils, fresh air filters, fresh fuel filters. Just want to go into the season as fresh with equipment as we possibly can. So we're going through those. On the 8420, we're having a steering issue. I changed the steering filter on that tractor. I took it out in the yard. It seemed to be a little bit better, but we also got to get our monitors mounted in there. As you can see, we got a new 7000 Globe sitting on top of there. That's going to be new to us. We're going to be running all new 7000 Globes on our tractors, if you know what I'm talking about. And, well, then you know. And then also, the more we get into this payloader, the more issues we're finding, but we're getting close on it. Kevin and I, on Friday, we're investigating a hazard issue. So what I mean by hazards is when we're going down the road, if you've seen farm implements, and there's those orange flashing lights letting you know that we're moving slow, we are having an issue. We are not getting those to turn on or our blinkers. So we finally, after, I think Kevin was on the phone with Kat, so we didn't know this, but there's a CAT line you can call for free, and you can talk through anything with them. You can talk through what's going on. They'll help you diagnose. So Kevin was on the phone. We were up there in the cab with the multimeter. I'll show you how bad we got the cab tore apart right now. But this was our issue, or we're hoping. So that is a $150 part. It was not sending out, we had all power running through it. It just wasn't sending that those things are supposed to be turning on. So that sender is bad, and we have a new one coming on Wednesday. The other thing, you guys haven't met Dave yet, but Dave was here on Friday. Dave is our pastor actually at our church, so he doesn't get to the farm near as much as any of us would like him to be. But he was here on Friday. We were tearing into the lights because I asked him about the issue because he's really good at just helping diagnose things. And we started in on the lights, and I'll show you our old lights. So, they were just all corroded, filled with water, just the wire, just look at that. So this payloader was on a dairy farm. We've found that out for certain before us, which nothing wrong with that, just some things that aren't up to our code were happening. So we need those hazards and blinkers for how much road time we do with spreading manure, just because when we're moving at night or even during the day, we want to have those on so that you guys see us and that, you know that we're slow moving, just because it's just a safety thing that we can't be going up and down the roads without those. So that sender, I forget exactly what it's called, actually mounts right here behind all the plastic. So as you can see in these pieces of equipment, everything's lined in plastic now. It's very hard to get at those things, and so you can see this was a dairy farm. There was just straw galore back there. We got to clean that out, but we were hoping, so our fuses are actually super easy to get at. The fuse box, of course the heater's gonna run right now, but the fuse box is right on the outside, super easily accessible, and that guy on the phone's like, well, it's right behind the fuse box. Well, you can't pull that fuse box out because there's a huge wiring harness going to that fuse box, obviously, but then we wouldn't have been able to reach it, and to do the testing with the multimeter that we needed to do, we had to take a bunch of the plastic out, but we're waiting on that part. That part will be here on Wednesday, and we'll get that fixed. So on that topic of lights, we got new lights ordered. That's the one nice thing about when Dave comes here. He's not afraid to tell you what you should be doing. He said, why are you guys trying to run those lights? They were full of water. This machine has 13,000 hours on it. Those were, I'm guessing, the lights that were on it when it came out of the factory. So we're just gonna put new lights on it. It'll be better for us. We'll be able to see more at night. I mean, $400 lights, we can make, you know, we can make the justification for those pretty easily. It's not a fun time spending money on parts right now. But on that topic too, while this payloader's been in here, we've been checking all of our garbage in here. So I mean, look at the amount of parts that we go through on our farm. I think this bucket this is probably 2 weeks worth of just shop work in here, 2 to 3 weeks of shop work in here. So as you can see, we do a lot of our own maintenance. We put a lot of our own parts, not our own parts, but we put a lot of parts on equipment ourselves. We kind of pride ourselves on that we do a lot of work ourselves. So once we get the lights done, we get that, I don't know, I'm just gonna keep calling it a sender because it's not a relay. I forget the fancy word they have for it, but that sender that sends the communication to the hazards and the blinkers should be here on Wednesday. So with all that going on, we're gonna get the new lights mounted up today. And the other thing we are doing is somebody in our comments, and Sean brought this up, that, you know, Kevin talked about how poor the tires are on this piece of equipment. Well, we went ahead and we started doing our own regrooving of tires. So you can kind of see, I messed up. Sean started doing this. He was doing a really good job. And then I got into it, and the teeth that came with it weren't good. And I went through a lot of teeth and didn't get a lot done. So, and I was kind of butchering it. But now I got new teeth. I started up already this morning, and once this heater shuts off, I'll show you guys more about that. All right, now that the heater is shut off, so the other thing that was going on with this payloader is the speakers and the radio weren't working. So we put in a new radio, and then I got these speakers that off of Amazon. They were like $30 that we're gonna throw in there. Hopefully they work. I'm a little concerned they might not be the right size, but we'll find out. And the other thing I bought, so let me know what you guys think about this, but we're debating putting these in our tractors so they have the iPhone lightning cord that iPhone used to use, but of course I got a new iPhone. Sean uses Android or Samsung, so we both use USB-C. And Jerry, Kevin, and our new employee who's starting this week, they all use the old Apple lightning cord. So we're gonna test these and see if we should just go to all these in our tractors, because when we're putting in 15, 16-hour days, we need to be able to recharge our phone, because it's how we all communicate to each other. But if you guys have something that you guys use for that dilemma, let me know. I'm gonna try them and see what I think before I order more. So if you guys got something like that, I kind of like the idea of it being retractable, so you don't have the cords kind of laying around everywhere, but I'm a little concerned about that too. But back to the payloader. The other thing we are doing is regrooving the tires. So here is the tire groover machine we bought off of Amazon. I bought that off of Amazon too. I think it was only like $200. So if you guys have ever looked into tires, I mean, tires on your car, a good car tire is probably $200 right now. So you can about imagine how much one of these big payloader tires would be. So we're gonna try to get through the year with these tires. So one thing, Sean and a YouTube commented about, hey, you should try a tire grooving machine. Well, me personally, I'd never heard of it. I didn't know you could do this until then. I started looking up YouTube videos and stuff like that. We ordered one, and it's been going good. So like I said, I had bad teeth, so you could kind of see where I was really starting to mess up. So here's where Sean was doing it. He was doing a really good job, and then I tried with those poor teeth for the machine, and they weren't doing good. But then here I got those teeth that I ordered this weekend, started doing really good again. So as you can see, I mean, look at the chunks of tread we can make back out of it. So this is what I'm pulling off here right now. I mean, adding some pretty good depth back to these tires. We should be able to if we get into a pickle and mud and stuff like we tend to do when we're spreading litter, we should have enough traction to get back out now. We were a little concerned that we wouldn't have any traction with these back tires, but we're making that the case now that we're gonna have some traction. So I'm just gonna throw a little video of me doing this in this YouTube video, and then I'm actually gonna make a separate how-to video, just because on YouTube, I was seeing guys who were doing tire videos, and I just want to try to throw out a how-to video. So if you guys are interested more in the how-to of tire grooving, want to see how it works, I'll throw up another video of that. But this video is just going to be about shop today. So yeah, we got a whole bunch to do to this, whole bunch to do to those tractors. Well, not a whole bunch. We just got to, like I say, clean back up the one tractor, and then a few things left to do to the 8410. The other thing we're going to do is put Green Star onto our Ranger. So this is our newer Ranger, or new Ranger. We just got this in August. We bought that brand new, so we traded off our other one just because the dust in that other one was terrible. To be honest, that's about the only reason we upgraded, is our salesman basically promised us that this one was going to be a lot better, which it is. We went hunting out in West River, South Dakota this fall, and it was dry out there. So if you've ever been out there, they have a lot of sand, just really fine silt dirt, and it stayed relatively clean. I mean, definitely cleaner than it has in the past. I mean, we'd be giving our kids rides in the back seats going up and down our gravel roads here in Minnesota, and you wouldn't even be able to see the kids in the back because the dust would be so bad. So this Ranger has definitely fixed that issue, but like I said, we're going to be adding Green Star to this. So Kevin and I talked on Friday, kind of came up with the plan. That's another reason why I just love Amazon, because came up with the plan on Friday. I went shopping and found the 2 parts we need, and I had them this weekend. So what I ordered is these. So just what we're going to do is set these. These will just go in the fit right there, and then as you tighten down, these will kind of expand and get tighter. I don't know how we're going to construct it yet, but we're going to construct some sort of just holder to get our globe up higher and not have to mount it to our cab. So on the last Ranger we did this on, we actually broke the clips off on the roof, and our roof would kind of fly off as we were going down the road. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hard mount anything to this, so stay tuned, and we'll hopefully get that built today too. Well, there we go. There's another chunk out of the tire.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Jerry and Kevin here today. So we've got the little project that Kyle may have queued up. We want to make our Polaris Ranger Green Star ready. So to do that, we got to mount a globe, and typically the globe goes on top of the cab up there. We don't like that. The last time we did that, we had to drill a hole in the roof, and we had some leaking issues. We had to reseal it. Plus, when we sold it, we did sell it as Green Star ready, but if we kind of limit our market then. So we are going to do something different this time. We are actually going to mount it right in the corner of our cab, so the globe will be right up here. The other advantage we have is we're going to be running our fields on the edges, creating some new boundaries. And if we put the tire right where we want the boundary, and the globe is right over the tire, then the boundary will be right where we want it. So we don't have to worry about offsets as much. So Kevin and I have been thinking of ways to do this, and we just settled on using 2 pieces of angle iron, and then these plugs, which Kyle talked about. So we have the first one done and in already, and then the other thing, we just looked around the shop, and we're going to reuse you want to put it up there, Kev? We are going to reuse for our platform and pole going up. We're going to reuse a piece of, came from a rolling basket, I think, right, Kev?
Yep.
So we had to replace one. It's already got a base. And so we're going to go across at an angle for stability. We still got to drill the holes for this piece of angle iron to get it mounted into the box. And it'll be up here. We'll put a plate up here and our globe up there. So that's our process so far. And you can watch us work here.
Oh. Was it like that when you pulled it out or what?
See, I think it already tightened.
Oh.
Like a glove. Yep, did you get that recorded, Kyle? Okay, now you're up, Kev.
Now you got a bolt still there, right? Is it? You pulled
Oh.
that bolt too far through?
I think if I just keep doing this, it'll come up. But, I mean, it's solid in there.
Okay.
We'll have to do
Otherwise
it.
we'll tap it with a hammer. And we have to clean everything up, right?
Yep. Other way around, all right?
Yep. That was done. So that's pretty straight.
Yep.
We're gonna need to polish that whole thing anyways.
Correct. So we'll do that. You want to work on the top
Yep.
piece, and I'll take these apart and polish them.
Okay, well.
All right, we're working on our project yet. So I've got the bracket kind of sanded down. We're going to be putting the pedestal welding on top here pretty quick. Kevin's over here drilling holes for the plate that we're putting on top, so the receiver will mount right onto that plate through a John Deere bracket. And I've got the brackets back in right now, kind of sanded them down. We'll paint them when we're done. So just wanted to give you an update. We're making progress. We should have it done this afternoon. So
All right, so still tire grooving here. It's about 5 o'clock, so Kevin and Jerry took off. They had to go to town. They're bringing our white International semi into town. We put new steer tires on it, but it's kind of got a wobble of death. So they're taking that in, and we're going to be getting that aligned by a tire service in Marshall, which is about 28 miles south of here. But yeah, they got their stand all done and painted up. They're trying to figure out how they're going to wire everything. So as you can see, they got a lot tore apart on there. And yeah, they are kind of in the thick of it. Trying to figure out wiring. I don't like wiring. Anything to do with it, I do not like. But as you can see, it's going pretty good here. It's not perfect. I don't know if you guys can actually see. But yeah, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it definitely adds some life. I mean, pretty good grooves back in it now. I mean, you can see what we were dealing with versus what is in there now. It's not pretty, but it's gonna do the job. So I'm gonna start actually my video on how to do this, and I'll throw some clips in here. But yeah, this is probably gonna be it for today's video on the farm. I'm planning on bringing the camera with me every day now. Like I said, we're gonna start getting busy. I'm thinking we're gonna be in the field sooner than we know it. Planting, we got oats to plant, we have wheat to plant. So when I say small grains, that's what I mean, just solid seeded drilled crops. And you'll see what I mean by drilled. So yeah, that's gonna kind of do it for today's video here in the shop. Yeah, kind of a more, I don't know, it's just kind of what we do here. There's not a whole lot of action, but just kind of showing you guys what we do, the steps and what it takes to kind of run all this equipment. You know, it's fun seeing us run it, but this is kind of what it takes to keep it going. So yeah, appreciate you guys making it to the end of the video. If you're new here and you're still around, yeah, click that subscribe button. It's free. All you need is an email, a YouTube account, which is just an email. So just link your email to a YouTube account, make your YouTube account, and then, yeah, make sure you subscribe to us, because at every 100-person interval on our way to 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a bunch of free apparel and a cool coffee mug and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.